So UFC Fight Night Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder just took place. I'm literally watching Reinier de Ridder give his post-fight press conference speech right now. So I, Tony has died, am going to be breaking down Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder and who every single person on this card should be fighting next. Let's get straight into this shit. Starting with the main event. This is what I was afraid of, bro. This is the type of fight that I just did not want. Like, this fight was a scrap, bro. But I wanted there to be a clear winner to this fight, bro. And there's just not. Like, this fight could have gone either way. There was like 3 rounds that were swing rounds. You could honestly score round 3 to either person. You could score round 4 to either person and round 5. I think Robert Whittaker clearly won the first round. And I think Reinier de Ridder clearly won the second round. The third round, de Ridder had the control time and he fucked him up most of the round. But Whittaker dropped de Ridder bad in the third round. I was screaming because I picked Whittaker by third round knockout. I wanted Whittaker to win this fight, bro. But fourth round, it was really just kind of tit for tat going back and forth. Who was landing, like, you know, de Ridder is throwing knees to the body the whole time. Whittaker's trying to land his karate blitz, the 1-2. And the fifth round, you could say they had even strikes, but it was clear who didn't want to fight who in the fifth round, because it's like de Ridder was trying to clinch in the fifth round so bad. Whittaker was breaking the clinch. He would land a couple shots, but then he would get clinched again, pushed against the fence in the fifth round once again. So the last 3 rounds of that fight could have gone to either way. You could score it 4-1 to de Ridder, 4-1 to Whittaker, 3-2 to Whittaker, 3-2 to de Ridder. It honestly could go either way, man. But it's really sad because this is the end of an era. This is the end of the Robert Whittaker run, bro. This was his last shot to get back to the title, to have his fairy tale ending, and it is over now. So if you think that Robert Whittaker won this fight, it's kind of fucked up, honestly, because this is the end for Rob, man. Like, what, do you really just want to see Robert Whittaker take on contender after contender after contender for the rest of his career? Like, he can make millions and millions of dollars forever, bro, but it just doesn't feel right, man. Like, it does not feel like Robert Whittaker should just sit and defend against contenders for the rest of his career, man. Now, for Reinier de Ridder, there is only one fight that makes sense, bro. I believe that Reinier de Ridder should fight the loser of the title shot. He should fight the loser of Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whittaker. Oh, wait. What the fuck? He should fight the loser of Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. And I really do think that he should fight Dricus, bro. Like, let's just be for real. We need to see the matchup. Because there were moments in this fight that were so ridiculous from Reinier de Ridder. Literally just starts the fight out with the craziest, like, stupidest takedown attempt of all time, and he ends up getting him later in the fight pretty consistently. But he dropped the anvil on fucking Rob's head, bro. He laid the race cars out. Rob flipped on the race car. Like, this is what happened, all right? I think for Robert Whittaker, I think that Sean Strickland will be getting a fight soon. And if Sean Strickland wins that or loses that, I think either way, you can make Sean Strickland versus Robert Whittaker. They're both former champions. They're both kind of in the twilights of their career. So Robert Whittaker versus Sean Strickland. I know Sean Strickland's trying to get in there soon. So hopefully Sean gets a fight soon and they can make Rob versus Sean. And we need to see RDR fight Dricus. Like, that is a fight that is made. That is prophecy. He is the chosen one, all right? But yeah, man, like, this fight just felt so weird, bro. Because it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I honestly feel like Rob should have, like, got it, but I don't think it's a robbery. Like, I don't want to call every close fight a robbery, but yeah, man, I don't know. All right, let's just move on to the next one. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. Petr Yan did what Petr Yan does. He loses the first round, and then he wins the last 4 rounds, 3 rounds, whatever. Petr Yan, masterclass, classic Petr Yan performance. Went out there, out-techniqued, landed some really good shots in round 2 on Marcus McGee. Now, I will say this, man. Marcus McGee, he did better than I thought because I thought he was going to get finished in this fight. I'm going to be honest. I thought Marcus McGee couldn't hang with Peter Yan at all. I thought Petr Yan was such a higher level fighter than Marcus McGee. I thought it was going to be night and day, and I thought Petr Yan would eventually find the finish on McGee, but nah, man. Marcus McGee, he's pretty good. He landed some good shots in round 2, close round 2, but it was clear that Yan won it. In round 1, Marcus McGee won round 1, so I'm just sucks to me that Marcus McGee is old like this, because I would like to see Marcus McGee fight someone in the future, be really good, but he's super old, man. So I don't know what his future really holds in the sport. So I think you could do Marcus McGee versus maybe Kyler Phillips. He just lost to Vinicius Oliveira. I feel like Vinicius Oliveira needs to fight up. So maybe you could do Marcus McGee versus someone like Henry Cejudo or Ronnie Barcelos. I think they actually might have fought already, but for Petr Yan, this was just a vintage Petr Yan performance. You got to give him the title shot, man. That's 3 in a row now. Right, top-ranked bantamweights, and it's been a long time since he fought Merab, and he just deserves it. Now, I will say this: what I saw from this fight is I don't really think that the Merab fight goes any differently. If anything, I think it will probably go worse for Yan, because he still has the same tendencies to shell up whenever he's getting strikes landed on him, and he keeps his hands super high. Merab's going to shoot the takedowns, and Petr Yan's going to stuff him, but it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think that Yan versus Merab is going to go any differently, but I do think it is the fight that needs to be made, because Yan has won enough now in a row to deserve that, you know? But yeah, man, I was super nervous when they were reading the scorecards, because I'm just a big fan of Petr Yan. You know how it is when they read the Petr Yan scorecards. It could be a clear Yan win, and you could still be nervous because of how these judges have scored him in the past, bro. But yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Shara Magomedov, man, versus Marc-Andre Barrios. I do not know how I picked Shara Bullet to beat MVP. All right, I will say that off the rip. Why did I pick this guy to beat Michael Venom Page? Because on the back foot, Shara Bullet Magomedov he's the biggest piece of dog. Marc-Andre Barrios is a victim, okay? He is somebody. Shara Bullet came into this fight as a -700 favorite. He should have, and then I was literally saying, bro, this is a mismatch. Why'd they even make this fight? This fight is so dumb. And I was saying these things leading up to the fight because I thought that this was just going to be a slaughtering. But it was not. Because Shara Bullet Magomedov fucking sucks. I'm saying it, bro. He is not good. On the back foot, he's terrible. He can't defend takedowns. He got taken down in this fight a couple times. If he was fighting anyone that was good, he would have gotten absolutely destroyed in this fight, man. He had, Marc-Andre Barrios just pushed fucking Shara Bullet back, and he was clinching with him really good, landing shots in the clinch. You know, he was landing shots whenever he was, acting like he was about to go into the clinch, and he would land a good hook on him. He broke Shara Bullet's nose at one point in this fight. Obviously, Shara Bullet ended up getting it done because he hurt Marc-Andre Barrios, bro. But Marc-Andre Barrios, how do you not knock him out? How do you not finish him, bro? So, in my opinion, the next fight should be Shara Bullet versus Gregory Rodriguez. Enough of the fucking hand-me-outs. Enough of the fucking layups for Shara Bullet. Gregory Rodriguez versus Shara Bullet is the fight that needs to be made, because you have to build Gregory Rodriguez's name, because he's a good middleweight. He honestly should be ranked above some of these other people, bro. But yeah, man, it's like Shara Bullet sucks. How is this guy ever ranked? And they got to stop feeding him cans, man. They got to feed him someone that can actually fight. So I think Gregory Rodriguez is the perfect opponent for Shara Bullet. Gregory Rodriguez is going to fucking slime Shara Bullet out cold. So yeah, they should make that fight. The next fight on the card was Asu Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. I picked Jose Ochoa in this fight, and he did pretty good. He had some moments where he landed some good shots on Asu, and he did some, threw up some submission attempts and all that. In the end of the day, bro, you have to have the discussion about these fighters from Shootbox, the same gym that Oliveira trains at. We have to have a discussion about him, because a lot of the times they need to be trying to change position, and they'll be throwing up like submission attempts that they're probably not going to get, man. This is something that shoot box fighters do a lot, and we got to talk about it, man. Like they need to have a game plan. They have to have a different change of plans when they're coming into these kinds of fights. They can't just lay on bottom position and throw up submissions, because it's not going to work. You're going to lose every time. But yeah, man, the Kazakhstani gets it done. My glorious king Shavkat Rakhmonov was in Asu Almabayev's corner. And yeah, I just think that Jose Ochoa probably just took this fight a little too soon. You know, it's his third fight in the UFC. He had a super close fight with Loner Kavanaugh, a super close fight with Asu. He needs to just fight a couple cans, man. A little bit more Cody Durden's. You know, he definitely will be a ranked fighter in the future, but I think that this was probably just a step up too fast for Jose Ochoa. So, yeah, man. For Asu, I think he should fight the winner of Steve Herszog, and he's fighting this Japanese guy. I can't remember his name. Something Hung Sung Park. Yeah, that's who I think Asu should fight next, is the winner of Herszog and Hung Sung Park, because Asu and Herszog were already booked up against each other at one point, so I think that makes a lot of sense. The next fight on the card was Nikita Krylov versus the clone of Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov. And listen, at the end of the day, this fight was just too quick of a turnaround, man. That's all it was, is that I picked Guskov to win because I just thought Krylov was coming back too fast. He got brutally knocked out by Reyes not even 3 months ago, and he's coming back against another dangerous striker with a similar style to Reyes. I thought this was a disaster for Nikita Krylov coming in, and it was, bro, because Nikita Krylov, he went into there, he was having some success, he landed some good shots on Bogdan, right? But at the end of the day, he just overextends on his punches too much, and he leaves himself to be countered. And that is exactly what Bogdan Guskov did in this fight, was he perfectly countered Nikita Krylov, sent him to the canvas, finished him off with a couple of ground and pound shots, and that was the end for Nikita Krylov. So for Bogdan Guskov, I think you should do him versus Big Ming Yang Zhang. After Ming Yang Zhang sends Johnny Walker to the ethereal shadow realm, I think that Ming Yang Zhang is going to do Johnny Walker dirty. And I think that him versus Bogdan really makes sense for a top 5 opponent. So whoever wins Bogdan versus Ming Yang Zhang gets to fight up into the top 5, maybe fight like Yuri or Khalil, right? And for Nikita Krylov, man, he's got to fight someone outside of the ranking, someone on the come up. Maybe, I know that, what's his name, Navajo Sterling, he just got another fight booked. So maybe he could fight Navajo Sterling after he wins his next fight. So yeah, that's who I would do for them. The next fight on the card was my glorious king, Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, the fucking killer from Arkansas. He got it done against Saeed Nurmagomedov. Now, I will say this, all right? I thought that Bryce's performance was a little disappointing. When he gets dominant position, he needs to throw more ground and pound shots. He needs to do more work on the ground, because he's basically becoming Aljamain Sterling 2.0. He's becoming a smudge grappler because he's not getting these submissions that often, and he needs to throw more strikes when he gets them on the ground, because this fight honestly got kind of boring at some points. But as I expected, Saeed Nurmagomedov, he has a tendency to gas in his fights, and Saeed actually dropped Bryce Mitchell with a big knee in the first round. He landed that shit right on the chin of Bryce Mitchell, sent him to the canvas, and Saeed clearly won the first round. But after that, Bryce Mitchell just got his takedowns in every single round and held him to the ground and smudged him there. So I think that Bryce Mitchell needs to fight Ronnie Barcelos. I think that Bryce Mitchell versus Ronnie Barcelos, I think they should fight each other, and the winner of that can get a ranked opponent. Ronnie Barcelos, he showed off his grappling against Peyton Talbot, and then he showed off some striking against Cody Garbrandt. And Bryce Mitchell, he just beat someone right outside the rankings, and I think that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, hold up, give me 1 second. The next fight on this card was Muslim Salakov versus Carlos Leal. Now, listen, man, Carlos Leal, you're fucking cooked, bro. Sending him to the B League, sending him to the Shadow Realm. How did you get done like that by a fucking 42-year-old? A 42-year-old Muslim Salakov just fucking sparred you out cold. And you, how did, like, we'll just say this, bro. How bad is Rinat Fakhretdinov? How bad is Rinat Fakhretdinov to get slumped? Like, not slumped, but he got beat by Carlos Leal badly. And now, fucking Muslim Salakov at the ripe age, Unk still got it, I guess. 42 years old, fucking put fucking Carlos Leal out cold. So how does that even work, man? That's my opinion on that, bro. I just think Carlos Leal, I guess he got a little overrated. But not really, because he was such a big favorite in this fight. He should have won that shit, bro. The next fight on the card was Davy Grant versus Damon Blackshaw. And yeah, man, this was a really good fight. I think we got to get Davy Grant a ranked opponent, all right? I really do. I think Davy Grant has deserved. He's on a 3-fight win streak now. Unk still got it as well. We got the back-to-back Unk wins for Muslim Salakov and Davy Grant. But I just think that this was a pretty obvious fight to pick. I saw a lot of people picking Damon Blackshaw in this fight because of the grappling, bro. But when this fight stood on the feet, it was clear night and day who was winning. Davy Grant was landing nasty combos on Damon Blackshaw. So, yeah, man, that's my opinion on that fight. I think this was I felt like that was an easy fight to get. I feel like if Davy Grant wins that fight 10 out of 10 times. He stuffs the takedowns really well. And, yeah, man, Damon Blackshaw, he shit on the feet. So, the next fight on the card was Tabitha Reachi versus Amanda Ribas. And I wish that Bryce Mitchell kind of took a little bit of note from this, and maybe even Rainier DeRitter in the third round. I mean, not third round. In the fifth round. Tabitha Reachi did really good in the clinch, man. She threw some crazy elbows, and it hurt Ribas bad. And I was just wondering where this kind of was from Rainier and Bryce. Like, why did they not throw strikes when they were in the clinch? You know, maybe a little bit more from these guys, and they could have got a finish. But, yeah, Tabitha Reachi, I think she should probably fight Mackenzie Dern next. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't really give a fuck what Ribas does, all right? She's on the downward spiral. Maybe she can fight. I think she's in the same division as Wang Kong, so maybe she can fight Wang Kong, right? The next fight on the card, don't even get me started, bro. Don't even get me started on this shit. Turkish Power got exposed, bro. I remember he went to Dagestan to train for this fight, and it kind of just seems like he abandoned everything that made him good in the first place. Turkish Power, Ebo Aslan, he was known for marauding forward, putting his head down and making it a war. He did none of this in this fight. He tried to be a technical fighter, and he got out-techniqued. See this screenshot? You're looking at a screenshot of the fight. This is literally the whole fight. All right, Billy Alakan landed some good teeps on his stomach, landed some good leg kicks, maybe landed a good hook every once in a while. Ebo Aslan, he landed a good jab every 2 minutes. And, yeah, man, this fight was terrible. This fight was ass. The next fight on the card, dude, what was Jason Herszog doing, bro? What was Jason Herzog's... Jason Herszog, he honestly needs to go take a fucking... Dude, Ronnie Yaya's eye was the fucking size of a baseball after this fight. And the Steven guy, Steven Nguyen, he broke a new knockdown record because this fight should have been stopped in the first round multiple fucking times, bro. Multiple times. He got dropped 7 times in this fight. 8 times if you count one of the knockdowns got counted as a slip. What was Jason Herzog thinking in this fight, bro? It was a slaughtering from top to bottom. And he got dropped so many times. And Jason Herzog, I was literally screaming at my TV, man, Ronnie Yaya is going to die if this fight doesn't get stopped, bro. Not Ronnie Yaya, Muhammad Yaya. Same difference, you know. They're both terrible, but Muhammad Yaya got dropped about 7 times in this fight. It should have been stopped earlier. All we have to do is cut him from the sport. Like, he's definitely not UFC material. He's got destroyed in every single one of his outings. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. I low-key think Jason Herzog got paid off by the fucking Saudis to let this fight continue a little longer. I don't know why he would not step in, because usually Herzog's a pretty good ref, except for the Cannon. You know, think about the Cannonier fight. Think about how fast he stopped the Cannonier fight, and then think about this fight. This should have been stopped in the first round multiple times, and it's kind of it's kind of a bad reflection on Herszog. He probably needs to go take a couple of classes, you know. And finally, the fucking Martin Bodai fought that random guy. I can't even remember his name. Buchecha, I think that was his name. Martin Bodai proved why he's the top heavyweight in the UFC, and it's honestly sad. It's a sad thing to see, bro. This guy right here, look at his gloriness. Look at his gloriness. Look at his gloriousness, bro. This guy is a top 15, top 12 heavyweight of all time, bro. In the UFC, bro. But it's honestly sad. It's pathetic that this guy is a ranked heavyweight. The Buchecha guy, he went out there, tried to get takedowns. He couldn't. He's literally just a jiu-jitsu. He looked like fucking Ryan. What's that guy's name? The jiu-jitsu guy. Ryan. He got knocked out by Ryan Hall. He literally just looked like Ryan Hall out there, laying on his back. This is MMA, man. Jiu-jitsu, I guess it doesn't even work at heavyweight anymore, you know? That's how bad jiu-jitsu is now, so. But yeah, man, here were my predictions. I picked Whittaker. I got that wrong. I got the Yan fight right. I got the Shara Bullet fight right. I got the Ochoa fight wrong. I got the Guskov fight right. The Bryce Mitchell fight right. I got the Liao fight wrong. I got the Davey Grant fight right. I got the Reachi fight right. I got the Ebo Aslan fight wrong. I got the Nguyen fight right, and it should have been first round. And I got the Buchecha fight wrong. Honestly, bro, I should not have picked against Buchecha, and I should not have picked against Ochoa. I honestly, that was kind of dumb on me to pick Ochoa. I thought it was kind of too early of a step up, but I thought he'd be able to get it done because I thought that the competition that Asu fought was kind of weaker. But here's what I will say. We owe Bo Nickel an apology. Everyone needs to write their apology form to Bo Nickel right now because Reinier de Ridder is one shot away from the title shot. And so, yeah, man, we need to write Bo Nickel his apology form. But that will do it for the video. If you like the video, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube shit. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, man, that main event, I don't know who won, bro. Like, I'm thinking to myself, it could have gone either way. The 4th and 5th round were super close. The 3rd round, there's arguments for both ways. I thought Whittaker low-key got the 3rd. Reinier de Ridder could get the 3rd as well. I don't know, but I don't even like. I know I'm like fence sitting on this shit, but I really have to sit and think about this fight because the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, Whittaker was trying to push action the whole time, but Reinier was clinching with him, but he was successful with the clinching. And Whittaker landed the same amount of shots as de Ridder, but de Ridder had the clinching. So it's like, did de Ridder get it? But de Ridder got dropped back. Like, this is one of those fights, you know? But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.